Hey guys, James here. Something a little bit different today. We're reviewing Ego's backpack battery, and I've got Marco here. He's actually going to be doing the work and I'm going to be doing the filming. So something different for once. I'm off the tools and he's on them. So spin around for us, Marco. Show us the backpack. This thing here, this is their new commercial grade backpack. This will run for close to 7 hours depending on what tools you're using. We're going to be using the brush cutter today, and that's going to be running anywhere between about 4 to 5 hours. So what you'll see in the video is the backpack being used on the brush cutter. I'll show you some action shots, and then I'll come back and tell you a little bit more about the tool and how it's performed. All right, let's get started.
Yep.
Thanks, mate. While Marco's getting set up there in the background, I'll just tell you a little bit about what we're doing. We've got this whole embankment across here that we can't really get up to with a mower or a slasher, so it needs to really be done by hand. So what we're going to do is cut this back now. Once we get this grass down, then we're going to be looking at sort of mulching this out or doing something so that we can actually keep that grass under control. But the good thing about that is I've had the slasher and I've been using this before. I'd normally come down here with 3 or 4 of the big 7 amp hour batteries, use that for 30-40 minutes, then the battery had died, I'd change it over. Good thing about this now is just that longer run time. You actually come down here with the backpack on and actually get large sections of that work done in one hit. So I'll show you how much we get done out of that one battery. It's fully charged now, and then I'll come back and, like I said, I'll talk a little bit more about the product. Alright, there you go guys, you got to see the tool being used in action. We used it for slashing back all of that hard area to get to, but we can't get in with the mower, so it was good just to put the brush cutter on this backpack and work for sort of 4 hours, 5 hours consistently, just working our way up through the driveway there. So it really is a game changer. I'm really happy what Ego have done with this. Having this commercial unit really just lends itself to, I guess, commercial landscapers, lawn care guys, that they can get a lot more out of a big battery like this. In the past we had the other backpack, which I'll show you now, and you'd put a 7 amp hour or a 5 amp hour in, probably only weighed a couple of kilos, but you'd only get half an hour to an hour runtime out of some of the tools, whereas this thing weighs a bit more, but you get a longer runtime. Even with the weight, I found it quite comfortable just to be able to put the straps on. If you strap it up properly, you don't notice that extra weight so much. So pretty happy with that. Let me show you how I used it. At the moment, it comes with just that single adapter, which with all these new range of commercial tools, that will plug straight into the back. Oh, this one will plug into the front. So this one plugs straight into the front. Push that in and away you go. With some of the old tools where they need a skin, they've got the adapter, which is basically like the battery link. So all you need to do is pop it into that, and then that'll go straight onto some of the old tools. So what we were using, I'll show you that now. I was using this brush cutter just with the D handle, and the reason I was using this old tool and not the new commercial one is just because with the D handle you can get up in sort of tight spaces, like up that steep bank that we're getting into. Whereas I find with the ball handle, the one behind me here, it's better just for sort of slashing on sort of flat to sort of slightly uneven ground. So with that, the way that adapter works, you put that into the little skin first, and then you can pop that on, and that will still work with any of your old original sort of Ego tools. So it's good that they've got that adapter for it. But if you're in the, I guess, commercial lineup, then what you want to be looking at doing is getting these new tools where that just plugs straight in. The good thing about these, they've got the carbon fibre shaft, so they're nice and light. They've basically been designed for guys who are going to be using these, 6 to 8 hours a day non-stop. Alright, now a couple of other things I can tell you about this. It's IP56 rated, so it can actually be submersed in water, like probably down to a depth of 1 or 2 meters. Water resistant, so you can leave this out in the weather, it's not going to get too damaged. The other good thing about this, I guess, what Ego are really trying to do is target the commercial user that are wanting to switch over probably from petrol to the electric, and in the past maybe carrying around so many batteries might have been a little bit of a pain in the butt, but now having the one backpack, it just makes it easier to be able to use more throughout the day. So good range of tools. A couple of other things you can touch on, I guess, is there's no noise with this battery pack. Well, there's minimal noise, I guess, compared to your petrol powered stuff. So if you've got your petrol powered whippersnipper or, you know, leaf blower, you'll see the guys that walk through in the park and they've got them running all the time. Even when they're not using it, the motor's still constantly going and making that noise, whereas this, as soon as you let the trigger go, it stops making the noise. The battery's only being used when you're actually activating it. It's not running non-stop like a petrol powered whippersnipper or line trimmer or something would. So that's a good function. So I guess for an OH&S compliance sort of thing, it's quite good to be able to have that low noise. Actually, probably a good thing about it is if you've got neighbours, yeah, you don't want to be starting up a chainsaw or a whippersnipper or a lawnmower or something like that very early in the morning. But with this electric sort of system or the battery pack, you can sort of get away with starting a little bit earlier and not making too much noise with some of these tools. So quite a good unit. So the battery is going to set you back around about $2 grand. It is a big investment, but I guess when you work out what you're going to be paying in petrol or what you're going to be saving in the petrol and the oil over a couple of years, this is going to pay itself back. It's going to be less servicing. You know, when you've got a petrol powered motor, you've got more moving parts, you've got spark plugs, wear and tear, all that sort of stuff that you've got to account for, whereas this unit, you don't have as much of that wear on the actual tool itself. So around about two grand for this. You've got $4.99 for the blower, you've got $6.49 for the brush cutter and line trimmer, and I think you got $6.99 for the hedge trimmer. So the battery charger itself, this one's going to be about $1.99. Now this is a dual charger, so you basically can do the rapid charge or the fast charge. So I think the slow charge you're looking at around about 7 or 8 hours, and the fast charge you're looking at around about sort of 4 hours. So good little unit there. You still can use your standard chargers, but if you want to invest in that, it's worth it as well. So yeah, in wrapping up, I think Ego is really setting the benchmark here for these cordless tools. Having this big battery, having these commercial range of tools, you've got a 1 year warranty with all this. So I guess probably the reason it is only 1 year and not 3 years like some of the other tools. Some of the other tools, I guess, are more for the home owner, for the person that's sort of doing work around the home. This is a commercial range of tools for guys that are using them 8 hours a day, 5 or 6, 7 days a week, maybe whatever it might be. So using them non-stop, that's what it's designed for. So a full 1 year commercial warranty, and that's about it. Just thought I'd show you guys. It's about to be released. It's not quite out yet, but I think it's about to hit the market quite soon. So a little first preview of the tools, how they all work. I'm pretty impressed, especially with how it's used, how it's worked, even with some of the old tools. But yeah, definitely keen to keep trying this out, especially on this property here with all this grass that we need to maintain. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a thumbs up, like or subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.